Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing great today. Let me ask you a quick question before we begin. Have you ever seen the word emphasize, written with Z, and the word emphasize written with S, and wondered which one is correct? Are they different in meaning or are they simply different spellings of the same word? Today, we are going to explore this topic in complete detail. In this lesson, we will understand the meaning of emphasize and emphasize, their pronunciation, their origins, their uses in sentences, the difference between American English and British English spelling, common mistakes learners make, professional usage, speaking tips, writing tips, and much more. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to use both words confidently in speaking and writing. So let us begin. The words emphasize and emphasize have exactly the same meaning. Both words mean to give special importance to something. They are used when a speaker or writer wants to draw attention to a particular idea, fact, emotion, or point. The only real difference between the two words is spelling. Emphasize with Z is the American English spelling. Emphasize with S is the British English spelling. That is the main difference. The pronunciation is almost the same. Emphasize. Emphasize. Both are pronounced same. Now let us understand the meaning deeply. When you emphasize something, you make it more noticeable or important. You highlight it. You stress it. You bring attention to it. For example, if a teacher says, "I want to emphasize the importance of practice," the teacher wants students to understand that practice is very important. Similarly, if a manager says, "We must emphasize teamwork," it means the manager wants everyone to focus on teamwork. So whether you write emphasize or emphasize, the meaning remains the same. Now let us talk about the origin of these words. The word comes from the noun emphasis. The noun emphasis means special importance or stress. For example, there was great emphasis on communication skills during the meeting. From the noun emphasis, we get the verb emphasize or emphasize. Over time, American English preferred the Z spelling, while British English preferred the S spelling. This difference is very common in English. For example, American English uses organize. British English uses organize. American English uses realize. British English uses realize. American English uses recognize. British English uses recognize. In the same way, American English uses emphasize. British English uses emphasize. Now let us look at pronunciation carefully. Repeat after me slowly. Emphasize. Emphasize. Emphasis. Excellent. Now let us study how these words are used in different situations. First, we use emphasize or emphasize in speaking. When people speak, they often stress important ideas. They may raise their voice slightly or repeat certain words. This is called emphasizing a point. For example, the coach emphasized discipline during practice. The speaker emphasized the need for unity. The doctor emphasized the importance of sleep. In all these examples, the speaker wants listeners to pay extra attention to something important. Now let us look at written English. Writers use emphasize or emphasize to make certain ideas stand out. Sometimes they use italics, repetition, or strong wording to emphasize an idea. For example, the article emphasized environmental protection. The report emphasized the value of education. The newspaper emphasized public safety. Again, the meaning is the same. Now let us discuss when to use emphasize and when to use emphasize. Use emphasize if you are writing in American English. Your audience is American. Your school or company follows American English style. Use emphasize if you are writing in British English. Your audience is British. Your school or company follows British English style. Both are correct. The important thing is consistency. If you start using American spelling, continue with American spelling throughout your writing. If you start using British spelling, continue with British spelling throughout your writing. For example, this would look strange. The teacher emphasized organization and behavior. Why? Because emphasized is British spelling while organization is American spelling. A better British English sentence would be, the teacher emphasized organization and behavior. And a better American English sentence would be, the teacher emphasized organization and behavior. Consistency makes your writing look professional. Now let us explore synonyms of emphasize and emphasize. There are many similar words in English. Stress, highlight, underline, point out, focus on, draw attention to, accentuate, spotlight. Let us understand them briefly. Stress means to give importance. The teacher stressed punctuality. Highlight means to make something noticeable. The report highlighted major problems. Underline means to show importance. The speech underlined the need for peace. Point out means to mention something clearly. She pointed out the mistakes. Focus on means to concentrate attention. We need to focus on quality. Draw attention to means to make people notice something. The article drew attention to climate change. Accentuate means to make more noticeable. The lighting accentuated the colors. Spotlight means to give special attention. The documentary spotlighted poverty. These words are related to emphasize and emphasize, but their tone may differ slightly depending on the situation. Now let us discuss grammar. Emphasize and emphasize are verbs. That means they show action. Base form, emphasize, emphasize. Past form, emphasized, emphasized. Past participle, emphasized, emphasized. Present participle, emphasizing, emphasizing. Now let us make sentences in different tenses. Present tense. Teachers emphasize discipline in school. Past tense. The speaker emphasized honesty during the interview. Future tense. The manager will emphasize customer satisfaction. Present continuous. The professor is emphasizing practical learning. Present perfect. The article has emphasized mental health awareness. Now let us study 5 detailed examples of emphasize. Example 1. The teacher emphasized the importance of reading every day because regular reading improves vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and overall communication skills. In this sentence, emphasized means the teacher strongly highlighted the value of reading. Example 2. The doctor emphasized healthy eating habits and regular exercise to help the patient maintain a balanced lifestyle. Here, the doctor strongly stressed the importance of good health habits. Example 3. During the meeting, the manager emphasized teamwork and cooperation because success depends on collective effort. This means the manager wanted employees to focus especially on teamwork. Example 4. The coach emphasized discipline and consistency during training sessions because talented players still need dedication and hard work. Again, the coach gave special importance to discipline. Example 5. The article emphasized environmental awareness and encouraged people to reduce waste, recycle materials, and protect natural resources. The article strongly highlighted environmental responsibility. Now let us study 5 detailed examples of emphasize. Example 1. The professor emphasized critical thinking skills because students must learn how to analyze information carefully instead of memorizing facts blindly. The professor strongly highlighted critical thinking. Example 2. Parents should emphasize honesty and kindness so children can develop strong moral values from an early age. Here, parents are encouraged to stress honesty and kindness. Example 3. The report emphasized the urgent need for better healthcare services in rural communities. The report strongly drew attention to healthcare problems. Example 4. The company continues to emphasize customer satisfaction because loyal customers help businesses grow successfully. The company gives special importance to customer satisfaction. Example 5. The speaker emphasized confidence and communication skills during the seminar because these qualities are essential for professional success. The speaker strongly highlighted confidence and communication. Now let us discuss common mistakes English learners make with these words. Mistake number 1. Using both spellings together in the same document. For example, the company emphasized quality and customer satisfaction while also emphasizing innovation. This is inconsistent. Choose one style and stay with it. Mistake number 2. Confusing emphasis with emphasize. Remember, emphasis is a noun. Emphasize or emphasize is a verb. For example, correct. The teacher placed emphasis on grammar. Correct. The teacher emphasized grammar. Incorrect. The teacher emphasized grammar. Mistake number 3. Incorrect pronunciation. Some learners pronounce the word as emphasize. The correct pronunciation is emphasize. Repeat after me slowly. Emphasize. Emphasize. Excellent. Now let us look at formal and informal usage. These words are commonly used in formal English. You will hear them in schools, offices, news reports, speeches, business meetings, essays, and professional communication. For example, the government emphasized economic development. The scientist emphasized research accuracy. The company emphasized ethical practices. However, they are also common in daily conversation. For example, my mother always emphasizes good manners. My friend emphasized arriving early. So these words are useful in both formal and casual situations. Now let us talk about speaking skills. When native English speakers emphasize words while speaking, they often change their tone or volume. For example, I really want you to understand this point. The word really is emphasized. Another example, this is very important. The word very is emphasized. In spoken English, emphasis can completely change meaning and emotion. Listen carefully to these examples. I said he stole the money. I said he stole the money. I said he stole the money. Each sentence changes focus because different words are emphasized. This is an important part of natural English communication. Now let us discuss writing skills. Good writers emphasize important ideas clearly. They may do this by repeating key points, using strong vocabulary, using examples, using headings, using italics or bold text, placing important information at the beginning or end of a paragraph. For example, education is the foundation of success. Without education, opportunities become limited. That is why many experts emphasize equal access to quality education. The important point is clearly highlighted. Now let us compare emphasize and highlight. Both words are similar, but there is a slight difference. Emphasize means to give importance. Highlight means to make noticeable. For example, the teacher emphasized discipline. The report highlighted mistakes. Sometimes both can work in the same sentence, but the tone may differ slightly. Now let us compare emphasize and stress. Stress is more direct and forceful. For example, the manager stressed punctuality. The manager emphasized punctuality. Both are correct, but stress sounds slightly stronger. Now let us explore real-life situations where these words are useful. In education, teachers emphasize learning and practice. In business, managers emphasize teamwork and professionalism. In healthcare, doctors emphasize healthy habits. In parenting, parents emphasize respect and honesty. In sports, coaches emphasize discipline and consistency. In personal development, motivational speakers emphasize confidence and self-improvement. As you can see, these words are extremely useful in everyday English. Now let us discuss how these words appear in academic writing. Academic writing often uses emphasize or emphasize to explain the importance of research findings or arguments. For example, the study emphasizes the relationship between exercise and mental health. The research emphasizes the impact of technology on communication. Academic English values clarity and precision, so these words are very common. Now let us learn a few advanced sentence structures. Sentence 1. Experts continue to emphasize the importance of renewable energy because environmental challenges are increasing rapidly around the world. Sentence 2. The author emphasized emotional intelligence as a key factor in leadership development and workplace success. Sentence 3. Modern education systems emphasize creativity, communication, and critical thinking rather than simple memorization. Sentence 4. The documentary emphasized the struggles faced by refugees and encouraged viewers to support humanitarian efforts. Sentence 5. Successful entrepreneurs often emphasize persistence because challenges and failures are part of every journey. These examples sound more natural and professional. Now let us practice pronunciation again. Repeat after me slowly. Emphasis, emphasize, emphasize, emphasized, emphasized, emphasizing, emphasizing. Excellent work. Now let us discuss spelling patterns in English. American English often prefers Z spellings. Organize, realize, recognize, emphasize. British English often prefers S spellings. Organize, realize, recognize, emphasize. Understanding these spelling patterns helps learners recognize differences between English varieties. Neither spelling is wrong. Both are accepted internationally. Now let us discuss why English has these differences. English developed differently in different regions over time. American English simplified or changed certain spellings, while British English kept older forms in many cases. Noah Webster, an American lexicographer, played a major role in developing American spellings. That is why American English and British English sometimes look different even though the meaning remains the same. Now let us look at a mini conversation. Student: should I use emphasize or emphasize in my essay? Teacher: that depends on which style of English you are following. If you are using American English, write emphasize. If you are using British English, write emphasize. Student: do they have different meanings? Teacher: no, the meaning is exactly the same. This conversation shows the practical difference clearly. Now let us do a short speaking practice. Repeat after me slowly. Teachers emphasize practice. Parents emphasize honesty. Good leaders emphasize teamwork. Writers emphasize clarity. Doctors emphasize healthy habits. Excellent. Now let us move toward deeper understanding. Sometimes people think emphasize means to repeat loudly, but that is not always true. You can emphasize something quietly through writing, visuals, examples, or actions. For example, a school may emphasize cleanliness by placing trash bins everywhere and teaching students about hygiene. No loud speaking is needed. The focus itself creates emphasis. Now let us study emotional emphasis. In communication, emphasis can show emotion. For example, I really appreciate your help. The emphasis on really shows strong gratitude. Another example, that was absolutely amazing. The emphasis on absolutely increases excitement. This is why emphasis is powerful in spoken English. Now let us discuss public speaking. Public speakers often emphasize important words by changing tone, pausing, speaking slowly, repeating key phrases, using body language. For example, success does not come overnight. Success comes through patience, hard work, and consistency. The repeated word success creates emphasis. This technique makes speeches more memorable. Now let us learn how AI voiceovers can sound better with emphasis. If you are creating YouTube videos with AI voiceovers, emphasis is extremely important. Important words should sound stronger and clearer. For example, do not just study English. Practice English every single day. The emphasized words make the sentence more engaging. This improves listener attention and understanding. Now let us discuss social media communication. People often use capitalization to emphasize words online. For example, this lesson is very useful. I really enjoyed this video. However, in formal writing, too much capitalization may look unprofessional. So use it carefully. Now let us discuss collocations. Collocations are words that commonly appear together. Common collocations with emphasize include: emphasize the importance, emphasize the need, emphasize the value, emphasize the significance, emphasize education, emphasize teamwork, emphasize communication, emphasize safety. Examples: the teacher emphasized the importance of honesty. The report emphasized the need for reform. The company emphasized workplace safety. Learning collocations helps your English sound natural. Now let us discuss vocabulary expansion. If you know emphasize and emphasize, you can also learn related words. Emphasis, emphatic, emphatically. Examples: there was strong emphasis on discipline. Her response was emphatic. He emphatically denied the accusation. These words belong to the same word family. Now let us understand tone. The word emphasize itself is neutral, but the tone depends on context. For example, the teacher emphasized hard work. Positive tone. The report emphasized serious problems. Negative tone. So the surrounding words create emotional meaning. Now let us do a quick review. Emphasize and emphasize have the same meaning. Emphasize is American English spelling. Emphasize is British English spelling. Both mean to give special importance or attention to something. They are verbs. They are commonly used in speaking and writing. Consistency is important when choosing spelling style. Now let us finish with some final practice sentences. The teacher emphasized regular practice. The article emphasized environmental protection. Parents emphasized discipline at home. The company emphasized customer satisfaction. Doctors emphasize healthy lifestyles. Leaders emphasize communication skills. Schools emphasize creativity and learning. The report emphasized public safety concerns. Excellent work, everyone. Before we end today's lesson, remember this important point. English has many varieties, and differences in spelling are completely normal. Do not become confused or worried when you see emphasize and emphasize. Focus on consistency, clarity, and confidence. If you are using American English, write emphasize. If you are using British English, write emphasize. Both are correct. Both are widely understood. And both are powerful words that help speakers and writers communicate important ideas effectively. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me today. I hope this lesson helped you clearly understand the difference between emphasize and how to use them naturally in daily English. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep improving your English every single day. See you in the next lesson.